Hi, I'm Thrifty Tim. I'm back today with my weekly reading update. Yes, I told you I'd try doing it on a weekly basis. Well, I kept my word up for this week anyway. I said I'd be back today, and here I am. As my last, I didn't finish any books since last Tuesday. I was just starting the books, and the way I do it, like I showed, I'm reading 4 books. Okay, I read like so many chapters out of one book, and then I switch to the next book, and each one like that, reading around the same amount of chapters out of each book each week, except for when I start a new one, it will start at one for the first time I'm reading it and stuff. Well, anyway, so far I've with the first book I showed you talked about was Red Storm Rising by Tom Clancy. It was actually written by Tom Clancy and Tom Clancy and Larry Bond. Sorry about that. I have so many authors' names going through my head with that. But in the author's note, Tom Clancy said, it was about around him and Larry had pretty much done about the same amount of input each for the book, and pretty much what it is, this was from 1986 if I remember right. Let me make sure of that. And so 1986 was first printing, or it was copyright in 86, first printing was in 86. And well, anyway, this book, another thing he said in the author's notes, he wanted to they decided to do it because they wanted to do a book about what would be like modern warfare, or the battle in the Atlantic with the North Atlantic over or using modern warfare. And this was what, and so this book is showing it from then 40 years after World War II, actually it was 41 years later, and so so it's looking at that standpoint, and of course at that time the two major powers in the United States and the Soviet Union, and so instead of just like World War II, it was like pretty much the United States and Canada. I don't mean not Canada. What am I saying? The United States and Germany. But now, like if they did it like in another couple years or so, it would be the United States, and I'm not sure what other nation it would be at this time, because you notice how everything's changing in the world. Well, and so that's pretty much what this is about. It's like if another World War you could say started back in like in 86 and or so. So I'm I'm 4 chapters along in. I've read the first 4 chapters in this now, and which is like just under 50 pages in that book. Okay, the second book is Doc Savage, The Man of Bronze. This is the first book in the Doc Savage series, and I'm 3 chapters in on this one, and it's just talks about Doc Savage and his friends that are working with him and stuff, and or some of his good friends from the war. But I figured by the war, since this was originally, I think this was the copyright 1930, if I remember right. Or 1933. But this was before World War II. It was talking about friends after the war, so that would be after they were friends of his from the First World War. And it's talking about them getting together after his a few weeks after his father's funeral. He wasn't there because he was out of the country at the time, and they didn't know where to get hold of him at. So, and about them forming up, and so he was meeting with them after his. This was like a few weeks after his father's funeral, and they're starting to discuss stuff, and but his all they knew was that his dad was dead. They weren't sure. There were some people saying it was suicide or natural death, and some of them were thinking by just what they saw that they think it was murder. Well, anyway, also when Doc Savage was in the office a little bit before the others, and he noticed that his father's safe was blown open. And so he was wondering about that, and and while they were talking and stuff, somebody tries to shoot Doc Savage. This is in New York City, and they're on the 83rd floor of a building in a skyscraper, and this is from and so they're trying to figure out where it came from and stuff, and that they decided to get together and form a and they devote the rest of their lives for protecting the innocent and going after the ones that aren't so innocent, and seeing that they got justice. And that's how the further I've gotten in that book. Okay, the next I'm reading on my Nook, I'm going to be showing this on my phone because by Nook it doesn't show the cover page for the book where I have the Nook app on my phone here. Just a minute, let me get it to that. So I can show you the cover page. Okay, and on my Nook I'm reading out, if I can get this to where there's not so much the glare, if I can. No, I can't. Well, well, oh, maybe I can now. Let me try one more time. No, I can't. Well, anyway, it's Jules Verne, the Essential Collection. This is a collection of 29 of his novels in this one. And I started the first book of the 29 in it. I was not considering it complete until I finished all 29 of them, and the first book is Around the World in 80 Days, which is a reread for me. And I'm three chapters. I finished the first 3 chapters in it, where he's placed a bet, and he has just Passepartout has that becomes his pretty much servant. That's how it starts off, or in the first chapter, and but it's gone to where he's made a wager against some members of a club he belongs to in London, the Gentlemen's Club, that he thinks he could make a trip around the world in 80 days. And that's all the farther I am on it so far. It is a reread for me, so. And that's how far I'm in on here. I know I'm having some funky colors coming up now. But sometimes this does it with me this don't know why it does it. And that's just with my computer that does that. Or I should say my desktop. And then and then on my Kindle, I have to pull it up now. I'm reading Les Miserables. I've gotten the first 3 chapters done in here, and so far it's just been talking about the bishop in it now, about him just getting him becoming a bishop, and settling, getting to and how where his house and office are is so big, and there's a hospital with it, and the hospital that is so small that they have trouble with if there's many patients in there, so he moves his residence to the hospital, and moves the hospital into his residence. And then also then with he with this pay he gets he makes it so very little of his pay goes to him. It goes for charities and other things, and that's pretty much how the farther I've gotten so far in this. So, and that's all I've gotten so far with for my reading so far. But I've gone further already, more already this month than I have like the last few months in this set together. It seems so. So I'll be back again next Tuesday with my next reading update. So, and that's all I have for you this time. So until next time, take it easy and keep on reading or rocking, whichever you prefer. I'll keep on reading and rocking. All right, bye.